This is a picture from Sri Lanka. It shows actress Mouni Roy holidaying in Colombo with a caption that reads, "We ate too much, usual though." This is followed by another picture on her Instagram. This time it's with her friend and designer Anu Soru, and under this Mouni Roy's comment reads, "We need to stop hogging, like seriously." These pictures were posted by Mouni Roy on Instagram 2 days back, the exact same time when such disturbing images of the massive financial crisis that has hit Sri Lanka are being published by international media, but clearly expecting a little sensitivity from bimbos on the beach is a bit much, we guess. Even when they have 22.5 million followers, that means a massive following base that can shape opinions, promote dialogues, and spread information and sensitivity around. But no. And I have known Mouni Roy, I have worked with her as well. I really expected a little more maturity from her. But anyway, Sri Lanka is India's neighbor, and it has been reeling under a full-blown economic crisis triggered by a severe shortage of foreign exchange. For this, India has extended a $1 billion credit facility last Thursday. But amidst all the news of the Russia-Ukraine war, there is little focus on what's happening with our next-door neighbor. Such as the sorry state of affairs back in Colombo in Sri Lanka, from where Mouni Roy is posting sun-kissed beach holiday pics that people are dying under dire circumstances, waiting to run their livelihoods and feed their families. The Sri Lankan police said on Sunday that 2 men collapsed and died while waiting in separate queues to get fuel from the petrol pumps. This is because the prices have skyrocketed, leading to record inflation in Sri Lanka. These men in their 70s died while they were waiting for petrol and kerosene oil in 2 different parts of the country, as per Colombo police. For weeks now, people have been queuing up at pumps, often for hours, and the country has been under rolling power cuts. The police have confirmed that from the 2 men who died, one was a 70-year-old three-wheeler driver who was a diabetic and a heart patient, while the second one was a 72-year-old. Both had been waiting in the line for about 4 hours for just fuel. On Sunday, Sri Lanka suspended operations at its only fuel refinery after crude oil stocks ran out, as per Ashoka Ranwala, the president of the Petroleum General Employees Union. Now, use of kerosene oil has increased in Sri Lanka after low-income families began shifting away from cooking gas due to price increases. On Sunday, the country's second-largest supplier raised its prices by 1,359 rupees for a 12.5 kilogram cylinder. This is the company statement, and which is official. Now this means when there is shortage of supply, as we all know, of essential items especially, there is hoarding, there is black marketing, and the prices increase even further. But why is all of this happening? It's because Sri Lanka has been struggling to find dollars to pay for increasingly expensive fuel shipments since January, with its foreign currency reserves dipping to $2.31 billion in February. Now the situation has reached its tipping point and people are dying. In fact, in February itself, Sri Lanka's inflation hit 15.1%, which is among the highest in Asia, with food inflation soaring to 25.7% as per the latest government data. Earlier this month, Sri Lanka's central bank floated the rupee, causing the currency to plummet by more than 30%. Do you know today for $1 you can get about 279 Sri Lankan rupees, as against just about 76 Indian rupees against $1. So you can see that the rupee of Sri Lanka has really weakened so much. Today, the milk powder prices in Sri Lanka have increased by 250 rupees for a 400 grams pack, prompting restaurant owners to raise the cost of a milk tea, 1 cup, to 100 rupees. Even last year in September, long queues were seen in Colombo, where Sri Lankans had lined up to buy essential items amid tight lockdown measures that were in place to control the spread of COVID-19. Shelves at government-run supermarkets were running low even back then, with very little stock remaining of imported goods like milk powder, cereal and rice. The Sri Lankan government had of course denied there are shortages and had blamed the media for stoking fears, as per a BBC report back in September 2021. But today's scenario is no different. Long queues have formed across the country for groceries and oil, with the government instituting rolling electricity blackouts and rationing of essentials like milk powder, sugar, lentils and rice. Earlier this year, Sri Lanka had asked China, one of its main creditors, to help put off debt payments, but there has been no official response yet from Beijing. Now Sri Lanka has sought a new loan and buyer's credit from China for $2.5 billion as it struggles to cope with one of its worst economic meltdowns. And this comes just days after Colombo obtained a $1 billion credit line from New Delhi. Now, China is, of course, considering a fresh request from Sri Lanka for a loan of $1 billion and a credit line of $1.5 billion as per reports. This is in addition to the $2.8 billion assistance that China has already extended to Sri Lanka since the outbreak of the COVID-19 pandemic, and this was confirmed by Chinese ambassador to Sri Lanka, Ki Zhenhong. Now, the situation is so bad that Sri Lanka had to even cancel school exams for millions of students after running out of printing paper, as the country contends with its worst financial crisis since independence in 1948, as per The Guardian. The country is battling an unprecedented economic crisis for months now. A massive forex crunch has left the country scrambling for dollars to import essential items such as fuel, food and medicines that are in short supply. But Mouni Roy, who is in the same city where such humanitarian crisis is playing out, feels she needs to stop hogging. Like seriously, she needs to stop posting such insensitive pictures from the city where people are dying for lack of basic necessities. Another Bollywood actress, Jacqueline Fernandez, who is actually a Sri Lankan and was crowned Miss Universe there, has kept a studied silence over what's happening in her own country. She's busy promoting her films and courting controversies with conmen. How insensitive do you think all this is? You think it's alright and doesn't need to be called out? It's fine, whatever your opinion is, let us know in the comments, and I would really appreciate if you keep your political leanings aside in comments and tell us what you really feel when people are dying for basic necessities and when wars are happening around us and when we see humanity dying in all of this and no one winning out of this entire crisis that has been created all around us. For the first time ever since COVID-19 pandemic, I have actually felt that every big world event is impacting us directly each day. Do you also feel the same way? Let me know in the comment section. Of course, you can connect with me on Instagram and on Facebook and on Twitter. It's @ReviewRon and @Ronak on Twitter. Like, share, subscribe and hit the bell icon if you have already subscribed to this channel. But as always, even if you don't do any of these things, thank you so much for just watching this one. But please take care of yourself and those around you. Jai Hind.